Today I'm in the studio with the sample pack goat himself, DECAP.
What up?
And today we're going to be making a beat from scratch. But I want to hear the stuff you've been working on.
All
so
right.
You have a new project coming out with...
Jonathan Stein, yeah. It's called Drive, and it's coming out on the 25th. So by the time this video drops, it'll be out. So you want to hear a couple joints? That's some of the vibes.
Super dynamic too.
Yeah, thank
it's
you,
like
man.
It's thick and loud, but there's still some dynamics to it.
Totally. Yeah, that's the goal. We kind of wanted to balance like that in your face, aggressive, limited clipping sound, but balance it out so it has dynamic range, it has like punch to it. So trying to find that balance. Yeah.
To get that sound, are you doing a lot of clipping on like individual channels before it's in the master? Or are they kind of getting glued together with a clipper?
A little bit of both. Usually we do a lot of the clipping on the master, but sometimes the individual channels will clip too.
And do you like to mix with the master channel on that you're going to have on the end?
Always. Yeah. I always like to mix with the master channel. And one of the plugins that I really love, it's like one of my cheat codes is, you know, Gullfoss? Gullfoss is amazing for like just, it does something that a lot of plugins can't do. It will sometimes just attenuate or boost the top end or the low end.
Yeah.
And just give you this really awesome balance.
So like when you open a session, like this is your default session, right?
Right, yeah.
When you go there and you click on your master, do you have it set up?
Yeah.
How often do you find yourself changing your mastering change at the end of the song?
So when the track is done, a lot of times there will be tweaks, but when I'm starting the track, I'm pretty much know that it's gonna do like what I want it to do right off the bat. It's gonna have clipping.
So like with your chain right here, like what's on?
Well, I have clip gain, which is a crazy plugin. So if I hit the slash key, this little box comes up. So like if I put an audio clip in here, I can turn the audio up or down like that.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty amazing. And pitch it up or down, change the warp mode, all of that.
Yeah,
That's
while
a max
being
for
able to...
live.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I need to get on that.
Yeah, and this plugin is, I mean, I can't work without this now. It's called Loader.
Also Max for Live?
Also Max for Live, and I have multiple instances of it. And so what I did was I have just certain plugins key mapped to different keys on the keyboard.
Okay.
So for example, if I want halftime, I hit H. So for example here, if I hit the H key, halftime loads up.
And will it bring it up with parameters set how you want it to?
Well, Imager is I, and yeah, all my parameters are set up, so yes, you can.
Super fast.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So that plugin is the reason, I mean, I can't switch from Ableton with this. I mean, so if I want to load up a Drums at Knock, say Drums at Knock Volume 9, I go to my MIDI channel and Shift 9 will literally load up a drum rack with all my sounds in it.
So sick.
So I'm like ready to work now.
Dang.
Yeah.
And I mean, like speed, I feel like is everything in production.
100%. You want to be able to get up and work quickly. So Loader is like one of those plugins that lives on my master.
So this is all like utility, functional. It's not changing the audio. This is just, it lives on your master.
Strictly workflow. Strictly workflow.
So then as you go along your mastering chain, you have utility. Is this just to boost the amount you go into stuff?
Yep, that's just my gain staging. So sometimes I want to reduce the volume for everything or turn up the volume for everything. So that will just allow me to run it through my chain.
Yeah. Knock Clipper lives on your master?
Yep, Knock Clipper lives on my master. This just gives me that soft clip sound, you know, makes everything bump, makes everything glue together, gives it that analog warmth. So that stays permanently on the master in high quality mode, which means it's oversampling. So that lives on my master. The next plugin in the chain is Gullfoss Live. The reason I use the live version is because it's very low latency. And I try to keep my master chain, Knock Clipper 0 latency, and Gullfoss Live is 1.4 milliseconds. So it's just very little. I personally keep everything to 20 and 20. And that just, it just has like this, like as I play a loop, you can see it affects it immediately. It just balances the sound in a really cool way.
Yeah, and you find that like has a big effect on like your mastering chain?
Yep. This is a device that I made with Saturator on it. and it just is additional clipping, and it gives me like a cool flutter effect when I'm working. So sometimes I use that.
Is this something you like automate on the master, or like you might just
Sometimes
have this up?
I could turn it up a little bit if I want a little additional clipping, or I could automate it also, like when certain things hit. You can, I mean, obviously any of this you can automate. The next device is EQ. So one thing I do, and I'm sure this is against many rules in production, and many engineers would be really mad at me, but I will do clipping and then run that into an EQ. So when I'm clipping at 0. So everything is above 0 by the time it hits the clipper and, the saturator and everything. But after that, sometimes I will want to maybe boost some high end.
So you're running really hot into Pro L.
I'm running really hot into into Pro L, yeah. So I'm going into my EQ and I'm boosting stuff into it. Usually when you do anything in EQ, it will actually it'll obviously be clipping. So it's going from it's clipping going into the red, and the clipper is keeping it at 0. And then I'm going to EQ8 and it's going in the red. And so from the red, then I'm going into Pro L.
And then does Goldfoss have like a soft clipper in it?
Nope.
So will it send it out like hot into your EQ?
Yeah, I'm sending it into the red. Actually, that's a good question. Let's figure that out. I don't actually know the answer to that. I think that I don't think Gullfoss has any type of limiter, but let's get a drum loop. Yeah, let's just load this, for example. Let's figure that out. I love this shit because you learn about.
I'm just so curious. Like, this is the kind of stuff in the beginning of the session where I'm like, I'm filming it, but really it's for me because I'm just so curious.
Totally. Yeah. First of all, let's just fix that warp mode. So let's see what's actually happening here. So what's happening is it's going into knock clipper. Yeah, you can see if you look at the waveform or meter in Gullfoss, it is in the red. And then on my saturator in this device, even when this is turned up, I have soft clip is on. Sometimes I turn this to no clip, and so I won't even clip it at all. And then going into EQ, you see it's way in the red.
Yeah.
So this all depends. Sometimes I'm not affecting this, sometimes I am, depending on the sound I'm going for. So when a lot of people are going to be really mad about this and say this is all wrong, and I agree with them. But when I produce, I'm not trying to adhere to any rules. I'm thinking about how I want to shape the tone, how I want to design the sound. And if I need to be in better form and like gain stage and all that, which I think is way overrated in modern DAWs, I can go back and do that. So I could always go like this, and now I'm in the clear.
But it's got a different sound to it.
Different.
Like, I'd argue that's like, this is your sound.
Exactly. So I just dial it in exactly how I want to dial it in.
Yeah.
And so
that's sick. And then in Pro L, how do you usually set that up? Do you run it like, this is like the default right here pretty much, isn't it?
I actually had to change it a bit because the default has a lot of latency. So I found that going in transparent mode and turning true peak limiting off, oversampling off, there's lower latency. So this is running at 7.7 milliseconds, but by default, I believe it's on modern.
Yeah,
and you can see that's 60 milliseconds. So
okay,
that's kind of unworkable.
So when you're at the very end, let's say your song's done, will you leave it in this mode because that's what you've mixed the whole time?
No, I will usually change it and try some different ones because I'm just, the Pro L, sometimes I'm just getting a little extra volume at the end or just cutting it so it doesn't go above 0, and I don't necessarily want to clip again. So Pro L will just keep me from my peaks going over 0.
Okay, and then do you pretty much always end with Pro L?
Pretty much. And I'll usually put a good dither at the end also, if I'm sending it to streaming services.
Okay, so like for a dither, what will you use?
I use good dither. It is by, who makes that? GHZ, gigahertz, I think it's called. So I use good dither. I have my preset set up And
is this your preset?
This is my preset. Yep. So I just basically I did some research about the best dither settings for like the type of music I do and what works good for streaming. So for me, I produce in 96K because I have a Mac that can handle it. So I produce in 96K and 32-bit. But when I mix down for streaming, I dither down to 24-bit.
Okay.
So I keep dither off on Pro L2, and in Ableton 24 no dither, because this is already dithering. So Ableton I don't.
And so that's just making it so it'll stay the exact same.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And when I print ideas, it's always MP3. I never do wave.
That was super helpful. So we'll make a song from scratch now, and this will be the chain.
Yeah.
We'll just like be using this.
Yep.
Super cool.
Should we cook something up?
Let's do it, bro.
All right. What's the vibe today? What are we feeling?
What do you want to work from?
Shit. Should we just load up an operator and just like go in?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Maybe I'll start with some drums and you can play some melody.
Let's do it. Yeah. That sounds great.
Do some while we're working, you may want me to turn off loader because as you're doing shortcuts, it's going to load random plugins.
Oh, funny. Yeah, because I'm not used to that. So you're making a kick?
Yeah.
Are you making a decap kick from scratch?
Yeah, why not?
I love this. So operator, is that kind of one of your main things for creating kicks?
I love operator for kicks, 808s, everything. And plus you have it pitched to the keys now too.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Just don't be afraid to clip the fuck out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been using Roar much?
I do. I love Roar.
I love it, dude.
So good.
The presets are so good, too.
You know, a lot of 808s, like, most 808s have this, like, pitch envelope at the beginning. Like that.
Yeah.
I think that's cool, and my packs, I always have that. But I tend to prefer that with no pitch envelope at the beginning. And actually, I go a little further. I like having...
Because most of the time you're going to stack with a kick.
Exactly. So I think like in trap music, sometimes a lot of producers do like it to have the pitch envelope at the beginning, like because it sounds like a kick. But with my style, I prefer this so much more. And also another thing is when you're designing a kick and an 808, I like using the same instrument for both because they really match well together.
Interesting. So you'll do that. You'll start, okay, we've got an 808 or a kick.
Yeah.
And then you'll just duplicate and...
Sometimes, yeah.
Build the other one from the same starting point?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
So I made it wide, the spread option here.
He's not afraid to spread his bass.
Exactly, why not? You could. Just try different shit. And we can go back and adjust it later too.
Yeah.
We may or may not make a snare from scratch. Let's just try it. Sometimes that takes a while to get it right, you know. So let's try Roar this time. Let's try. That's cool.
And we're getting a snare. So you're like resonant spiking a filter on operator and then just distorting that.
That's
to get the snare sound.
Yeah, that's one way that could be done. This is just something quick. I don't know. That's pretty cool?
Yeah.
It's like rim shotty sorta. You could even go. Let's look at EQ after that.
Do you use Redux much?
Sometimes. Let's see what we got.
I've been on a Redux kick for a while lately.
Well, how are you using it? Like
pretty much just like this. Mostly for the rate, sometimes the jitter. And then I don't know. I love being able to like mix the dry wet into stuff. Like I use it on basses all the time. Just add a little ring.
This is like erosion redux.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cool snare, actually. That's pretty decent.
I use erosion a ton on pretty much anything I want to add a sweeping effect. I'll sometimes add it for the ring, but usually it's for a sweep effect.
That's cool.
I love it for that. So a hat and operator too?
Yep.
All of it, operator?
Yep, everything.
That's crazy.
Why not?
That's crazy, bro. Yeah. Not just like, oh, some drums and operator like it's a handicap. No, it's like drums and operator because it's sick.
Yeah. And what's cool is you can also go in and adjust it later and like, so that's all kick. You know, like just like that.
So sick.
I like that. Like that little like shit like that. And then like we commit too, you know, like there's no reason to keep it in MIDI, but while we're starting it, like boom, boom, boom. Let's get that one. Boom, boom, boom.
Sick. I love the offbeat stuff.
Yeah.
It's little like imperfections.
Yeah, totally.
To give it the soul.
Can even like lower that an octave.
Sick.
So like, and then now that we have a hat and operator, we can go in and we can even go like,
ooh,
you know, turn it into a little open hat.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Do like a hard cut. One thing I also do is use capture all the time because you'll get a little idea and
you get a capture and kind of that like exactly what it was, rather than when you I feel like when you redo the performance, it's not the same.
Exactly.
It's like when I'm in sessions, I always have vocalists be like, "Oh, we're gonna recut these later." I'm like, "No, we're not."
No,
like,
you can't.
You can't.
Exactly. It's like.
It's like I always have my stuff set up like it's the final time
Totally.
from the beginning, because that's when
100%.
you get the coolest stuff.
100%. And you just put. And just little things to like spice it up a little bit, like. Turn that up. See with the timing. So now we designed like a different kind of like.
Yeah. So wait, what does the time on operator adjust?
So the time in operator is just the overall time of the envelopes, I think. So like, if I designed a really short sound, this will just make it like way longer.
But it's doing any and all the envelopes.
I believe so.
Okay.
It's the overall, yeah, all the envelopes for each oscillator. I think it's doing it.
And we're only using one oscillator
One
right now,
oscillator,
but it's just an easy way to adjust.
Simple, quick drum design.
Okay.
Like we could do more intense sound design with like FM mode with all 4 oscillators.
This is speed though.
Yeah, speed, workflow.
So when you're making your drums, like for example like this, like you don't have it in a group, are you just treating your master essentially like a drum bus?
Yeah, pretty much.
And everything gets to go into that one bus. Do you feel like that gives you really what the sound is? Like
I
that
would
kind
say
of
so.
cohesive
I mean, sort
clipping?
of. Yeah, because I know it's, well, the master's hard clipping everything. So yeah, I'm pretty much treating it that way.
Do you ever group your drums and have them like clip before the master?
I have before, yeah.
But like lately, not so much?
I would say, I mean, usually after I'm working on the track and it gets to a certain point, sometimes it'd be like, ooh, I want the drums to be treated separately than the melody or like, or the vocals or something. And then I'll strategically put things into groups and do different processing.
Okay.
And a lot of times, like, this is like my current, like where it's at right now, but as the track goes on, I'll be like, oh man, that hi-hat's a little bright. I want to darken that up a little bit.
Yeah,
So
okay.
then with the filter on that.
Yeah.
And like this a little quiet,
cool.
so. Or maybe like automating the time a little on the hi-hats could be kind of cool, you know? So like, you can like go in and like, that could be interesting. So it gives it a little more vibe, I guess. And then just could try just copying this for now. And you could really go in and make every sound groove, you know?
Yeah.
So like maybe take that up a little bit.
That's crazy.
Cool. So yeah, you want to jump in?
Sure, I'll go for it.
Cool.
Yeah, just record, we'll put some stuff in.
Yep. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I want an effect, like something in like, let's just go like that. This one. I'm like one of those weird people that has like my scroller reversed.
You would be surprised. I've met so many people who say that when they use my computer. They're like, oh yeah, mine.
Well, you're the normal one. I would say like most people are like you with that, and I'm the problem.
No, it's actually it's weird. Most people I've worked with lately do the same exact thing.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I wonder why.
It's in the water.
Maybe why do you think it is? Is it because of like why did you choose to do that? Is it because of the last?
Dude, I think it just like for some reason was on, and I just didn't
stayed
look
with it,
back.
rocked
And
with
then
it, yeah.
one day I realized I was different. And
Yeah.
here we are. Okay, we're gonna. can, once we have them in here, I love Ableton for so many things, but one thing, and I do this so much lately, is so I'll pull like my samples in here when I'm doing like this, and then, right, we have.
You want to auto do all the fades? Is that what?
Not even the fades, but. Then I can go in and so I'm just gonna go like just to make this really easy real quick.
So you can see what the different notes are?
So I can see the different notes are, yeah, so I don't get confused. Doesn't matter what the color is, just need to be different. Is being able to like Command Option Shift and just like select all and just kind of.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I didn't know you could do it with multiple clips. Yeah. That's cool. Dope. So and you can kind of get that little.
Yeah, the little.
Oh, that's sick. I like that. There's never been a session with a dope producer that I'm like not learning something from. Yeah.
That's my thing with sessions is like.
I love it. You learn shit.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like going
out. We'll both come out of here with like new techniques learned.
100%. Like everyone thinks it's for the video. It's like purely selfish. I'm just trying to learn.
100%. Yeah. Sick.
I'm gonna just keep this because a lot of times we'll commit to a lot of things, but certain ones like this, I'll keep it in case I want to go back to.
Yep.
So now on this one, I'm just gonna go like this. I think this should sound cool. And then go into
oh, here it is.
Arrow hitting the wall.
Go crazy.
You know, little eighth notes, little.
Yep. Fire.
Do you ever do pitching with the beats one? I love like it always adds so many like artifacts. It's given like Troy Boy.
When you're doing guitar, do you usually run it through guitar amps or using stock Ableton most of the time?
I have a amp, and I usually just have it mic'd out to my 57 always and on the channel, so I can record and quick. Because I'm all about like the whole, if you can print stuff, just save me the time. Totally. Start with a cool tone, but like stuff doesn't always even end up sounding like
even
guitar.
Like guitar at all. It could become something else.
Committing. It's just more fun.
Yep.
I've been saying I'm playing around with resampling.
Yep. Yeah, it's got that kind of like that redux feel, sort of.
Yeah.
Or the erosion feel.
But you can kind of like bake some distortion into it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun for that.
Fire.
Yeah. some of these are cool and some are whack. You just get weird stuff when you pitch in like beats mode, and I kind of love it for that.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Because why not, bro?
Stretch on stretch on stretch. Yeah.
Just a tiny bit more. Happy with how that sounded for the most part. I think that's cool. I think this just could be a little more, just the lower one could be a little more. I love using OTT, like everyone.
Yep.
But my favorite way to use OTT is I'll take it, I'll cut all the bass out, pull it down to 0%, then turn the output up all the way, and then I start mixing in the amount.
Okay, interesting.
And then I can like retain a lot of my normal sound, but like get that OTT sound in there.
Right.
And I feel like it just like gives me a brightness that still resembles the original sound.
Yeah, it's more usable.
Like, and I end up using that on stuff that needs to still, doesn't need to, I maybe want to still feel organic, like vocals or guitars or piano.
Yeah.
Because sometimes just like the regular
it can be
OTT,
a little bit too extreme.
Especially if there's any sustain.
Right.
But then like using that, I get this cool like kind of brightness knob.
So the bass is fully down and the output is fully up. So
yeah, it's literally stock except the bass is down, and then I have the output up all the way.
Cool.
And sometimes I'll also even just
boost the highs. I do that
boost the highs.
I haven't done the trick with the output all the way yet. On the highs.
Yeah. I'm just gonna resample this quick.
Probably other ways to do this, but
it's
so individual how
long throw kind on.
Yeah.
I sleep on hybrid reverb honestly a lot.
Oh man, it's my favorite. I don't know why. I like the tone of it a lot. I can do use R now, right?
Yeah,
Wait, what is reverse now? Because I never.
It's just R, unless the key's on. Then you hit M, and then it's right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Command J. There we go.
You know, and I don't mean to be annoying with it, but do you ever, when you're doing that, just like move the clip within the clip? Like
so you do, what do you do? Option shift like that?
Yeah, but if you have the grid on, you can do Command Option Shift, and then
Option. Oh,
and then you can fine
yeah,
tune,
that's a good idea.
You don't have to turn your grid off.
That's a really good idea.
I use it
like that.
so much, and it's so helpful.
Yeah. Oops.
We don't even have a bass in here yet.
Yeah, not even.
Go crazy, bro.
Yep. What key is this in?
Back, it should be B.
Alright, let's this bass a bit. Let's throw roar on this, because roar is the shit. I don't want to.
It's so good. It's so good. I've kind of stopped like using a lot of other distortion plugins. Yeah. Like Decapitator used to be kind of my go-to. I don't even really use it much lately.
Never. That's cool. Let's see what else we got though. Let's find that sweet spot. Oh. Let me get the pattern down. Cool. Let's try some other sounds.
The bass pattern.
Yep.
Usually here, if you have it starting on G.
Yep.
Doo-doo.
It looks like
that's what the high note's playing, but I kind of like.
You want to try something different?
Want to hear it playing with the low notes playing.
In. Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I like that way better, yep.
So is this also an 808 track?
Yes.
So are you using this so you can keep like the tail of the other one going?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then for this one, well, actually with this one, I can do like shorter notes, but that one, I mean, I guess that's one way to do it.
Like, what's your reason? I'm just curious the reasoning why you're doing this.
So like what I want to do is I have this top track has a longer release time, and I wanted to do some things with a shorter release time. So like, so I could do like shit like that, you know?
Okay.
I guess like that's one way to do it, but.
Ooh, getting an MP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So much fun.
All the swag.
Yeah. Get like a different type of percussion loop or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna use your technique and just throw it off the grid with this. So option shift.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit like.
Well, sometimes it won't let you go just because
of
of the length. Yeah. So we go like this, and we go.
Oh yeah, Command E on that section. Yeah.
Now Command Option Shift. We should be able to go. Cool. Now, if you're just doing Option Shift, it won't go because it's wanting to go the full grid.
It's a huge grid.
So you're not seeing it, but it's probably moving it. Or Command Option Shift, then we can drag. It's really cool when you have like vocals.
Right.
Because you can just start putting things where you want it, like rhythm-wise, and then you can swap through what sample do I want in this spot.
Yup. Cool. Cool. That's cool. On that. Do you work with Looperator?
I've never used it. Sugar Bites. Are they the one that's made like Effectrix?
Yes, same company. Yep. All right, so let's see. Put that in the drums. And it, let's get to audio. I'd be open to trying a new snare also.
Is this mic on?
Yeah. You want to sing? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
good.
Dope.
And then we can throw
jump
tune
in?
on. So yeah, I use it all the time for like okay, we got here.
Small adjustments and everything.
Yeah, little stuff like that. It's just so easy.
Great idea.
It's,
you don't have to Command E and move the entire clip.
No, it's just fast to go like this and then.
Just time everything super quickly. Yeah. What tuner do you normally use?
Just Waves tune.
Waves tune, cool.
It's honestly just because I never bought the Antares stuff and I do the Waves subscription.
Yeah. Waves is the same shit though.
It's all the same. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
You know?
They make you like subscribe and do all these. I've had the same plugin for years. I mean, probably 5, 6, 7 years I've had this one. Hopefully it loads. Doesn't break the computer.
Arvox is giving me a hard time, bro.
Boom. Okay.
Okay.
We should probably save, huh? Arvox is a good one.
I just like it because it's simple. Like, my workflow is honestly just like
simplicity.
Same. That's honestly why, dude, I've been using Knock on so much just because I love how simple it is.
Yeah.
I don't like plugins that are too complex when they don't need to be. I get for some instances people might use all the complexities, but I don't.
Yeah, same.
So I prefer plugins that are just like, get me to a really good sound fast and only give me the parameters that like I'd actually adjust.
Yep, 100%.
And Knock really does that for me, and so I've been using it so much on stuff.
Oh man, glad to hear that.
This sounds almost done. Same thing.
I like this OTT trick.
Dude, it's honestly just like, I love it because it's
All
so
the way up.
subtle.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Sounds cool.
It just adds that like...
That would be a good like default preset actually.
Because it's like OTT, but it's different. It's not. It's just to add some like really clean, very compressed air.
Because by default, OTT does not sound good.
No, on certain things, sure, but most things it doesn't.
Yeah. That just adds like it's adding compression and high end.
A very compressed high end. So it's like very. But I retain like the dynamics.
Right.
To where it still feels natural, but we have like a very clean high end that's not going to be too harsh.
Totally.
Then from there, I just want to hear.
I like that. Do you prefer Soundtoys Echo Boy over the default Ableton Echo?
I just am so used to it at this point that like I love it, and I just love their presets.
Yeah.
So I use this so much because
the presets are just
presets are so good, and I can get to what I want really fast.
Yeah.
They're my favorite. If Echo Boy went away, I'd be so sad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do. It's the same. Boy Jr. as well. I use this Echo Boy Jr. simple studio double on like my high vocals so much. I almost never record left and right highs.
Okay.
Because for my own voice and like the sound I do, I really like having like my lead take, like that's like a normal octave for me.
Yep.
And then my high octave using this because then it feels wide, but it's super duper tight.
Okay.
Like it doesn't take away. Sometimes I feel like when I do high left and rights, they take away from that lead vocal, and they're a little bit distracting. Where I just kind of want to be like it's almost like the vocal has that high built into it,
right?
With some width. I'm gonna resample it.
Cool.
With the master chain. I don't even care.
Yeah.
And then that can be off. And then on this one, we're going to do the same thing that I did for the other one.
Okay.
And then it should glue it together pretty well.
Cool. Yeah. Fire. That sounds cool.
And maybe even up. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really it. That's all we got time for today, but I think...
We got a beat? We do a quick arrangement?
I think, yeah, let's do a quick arrangement of this. I'm going to just resample that again into one. Yeah. Why don't you arrange this? I'm curious to see how you would arrange this out. Never even saved it.
Do you go by Coleman?
Yeah.
Cool. See, with a 3?
I mean, that's my artist name, yeah. Cool. It's my middle name. It's Coleman. Hard.
What should we call it? Beats mode.
Clipped pants, bro. The jorts.
Beats mode?
Beats mode? Sure, bro. I love Beats, bro. Yeah. Beats mode is... I use Beats mode so much.
Yeah, same.
It's so underrated.
All right, let's see what we can do. Quick arrangement. 3-minute arrangement. Maybe just loop that twice and then maybe just drop the drums. Just do a little intro. Maybe do hybrid reverb. Cool. Just wash it out.
Yeah.
Like auto filter. Like do a little. Something like that for now.
Super cool.
Cool.
Into this vocal quick, so it's gonna drive me out of my mind. It's just I want to grab this part. It was
cool.
It was that.
Oh yeah.
That was driving me nuts.
Oh yeah. True.
Because now it'll be tight.
Cool. Perfect. Fire. Perfect. Perfect. Apply the whole thing over. Perfect.
There we go.
Good. Yeah, I think we got it, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yup.
Sick. I think all that's left is, you just want to play it from the top, and we'll just...
Play from the top.
Let's just play from the top.
Out.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, let's get it. Let's go!
That's it.
Let's go.
That's so sick, bro. Perfect. That was awesome, bro. Thank you so much for doing this.
That was fun.
That was super fun.